Our first guest tonight is a 3-time Spider-Man and 2-time Oscar nominee. He is presently a contender for Best Actor for his work in the Netflix musical Tick, Tick, Boom. Please welcome Andrew Garfield. How's it going? By the way, I do want to tell you, and I'm saying this totally honestly, you knocked me out in that Tick, Tick, Boom. You are so good in that movie. It's just really, to be honest, not the kind of movie I would normally seek out. And I saw it and I thought, wow, this was just great, and you were great in it. And I guess people agreed because you got an Oscar nomination for it.
Thank you.
I act like I'm the only one who noticed.
Hey, I love that movie. Has anyone seen it? It's so great that people young people especially are responding to it so kind of strongly, I think, because it feels like the kind of quintessential portrait of like a young artist struggling and having to go through rejection and failure, which we all have to go through at a young age when we're training or when we're studying or when we're trying to, make it in whatever business we're in. And I think, I don't know, it's giving a lot of hope to a lot of young people who feel a vocation, who feel a calling to a specific image of a dream of their life. And I'm just like, that's all.
Because this guy you played, Jonathan Larson, was a real person, was absolutely determined.
Oh, man.
I mean, to the point where I think probably a lot of people thought he was crazy in his life. Like he just had big ideas for himself.
And he was always turned up to an 11. And for people who don't know, he died so young. He died at the age of 38 on the night before the first preview of his magnum opus, which was the musical Rent. Off Broadway, and he didn't get, so he was working and working until he was almost 40, and every day he was getting rejection letters and experiencing failure. He was waiting tables, and then he still got up the next day and started writing the next one anyway, and he left the world richer because of it, but he didn't get to experience any of that harvest.
Really, the message is, take it easy, it's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And then, of course, we have Spider-Man, which you were in.
I was in it.
You were one of the Spider-Men. There's only 3 Spider-Men, and you were one of them. They couldn't do that without you, right? You could have brought that whole project down. Isn't that true?
It's so funny. I felt that kind of terrible power when Kevin Feige was like, and Amy Pascal, they were like, so you're going to do this, right? I was like, I don't know. I'll think about it for a couple of months. I'll keep you guys dangling. No.
Did you phone Tobey Maguire and say, are you doing this? Or
I was waiting to hear if Tobey was engaging. And then, it's that kind of thing where, like, people say, oh, yeah, we promise you Tobey is, like, really fully in. And they were probably telling Tobey that I was fully in.
100%. 100%.
But no, I would follow Tobey anywhere. So it was like, if Tobey's in, then I'm in. And
true or false, Spider-Man should be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars? Yes? People laugh at me, but I really believe it.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
John Watts is an incredible director. He pulled together all these different stories and strands and didn't make it feel like kind of cynical. He made it feel totally heartfelt and important. And you know what? The other thing I love is, like, I love this idea of destiny and the idea that if neither Tobey's nor my Peter Parker's had been, like, landed into that particular universe of Tom Holland's universe, then he might have lost his MJ if I wasn't there to catch her. Sorry, spoiler. And he might have gone down a dark path if Tobey wasn't there to kind of appeal to his better angels. I love that, the idea that we were called in there for a specific mentoring, brotherhood kind of reason. That's just beautiful.
And there's so much now history to Spider-Man, from the comics and the cartoons. And you guys did something fun. This was a big thing online. I think we have a photograph where you kind of reenacted this classic moment from, I think it was one of the Spider-Man, the cartoon series, right?
Yeah.
Back when Spider-Man didn't really work out. He looked like me and Guillermo at the Electricity Center. Did you guys ever try on each other's Spidey suits?
That would have been so
weird. It would have.
That would have been so odd.
At what point during the shoot did you take that photograph?
Me and Tobey landed on set. They put us in the costumes and they said, we're going to do the meme really quickly. It was before we had shot anything. It was literally like saying hello to Tom and we were all in our...
Wait, so the first time you said hello to Tom, you were dressed as Spider-Man?
Yeah, ish. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. And,
really?
and we were all kind of like thrown onto a set and kind of like told to point at each other. And I think we got one good shot, and that's that. Because the rest of the time we were just laughing, trying not to stare at each other's crotches. It was just like just comparing bulges.
And then you had that moment in the movie too.
Yeah.
That was your idea?
Well, so so we all were putting our heads together about it. John Watts, who's this genius director and just so creative all the time, and Tom and Tobey and Zendaya and Jacob, we were all just like, well, where do we put the meme? Where do we put the meme? So it was really kind of like what is it called? Like, it was like we had a writer's room for it going on between the 5 of us or 6 of us. And I just happened to have the kind of great Scott, Doc Brown, eureka moment ahead of I was like in my trailer, and I kind of like sat bolt upright, and I realized where it should be, and I kind of ran onto set, and I interrupted whatever John was shooting. I was like, I've got the meme. He was like, yeah, that's exactly where we should put it. So I'm proud to say that I got there first, but someone else would have got there otherwise.
You put it in that, well, maybe not, that spot where it's funny. Sometimes things seem obvious, but they're not. Until they're obvious, they're not obvious.
Slightly more subtle way of doing it in that lab scene where we're all kind of like saying, is it Peter, me Peter, or this Peter, or that? Oh, no, we're all Peter, and Jacob's just getting very frustrated. It was great. It's so much fun. And Jacob he can make anything funny, that actor.
Yeah, he's a funny kid,
He can make reading the phone book funny. It's really down to him.
I would like to see that, because people always say they can make reading the phone book funny. I disagree. I don't think there's anything... I mean, there's some funny names in there, yeah, for sure. Where do you even get a phone book now, by the way? That could be funny. Jacob trying to find a phone book. Maybe that's the next movie.
to prove the old adage.
Andrew Garfield is here. He's nominated for an Oscar. We'll be right back.
Time is flying and everything is dying. I thought by now I'd have a dog, a kid, and wife. The ship is sort of sinking, so let's start drinking before we start thinking. This is the life. This is the life. This is the life. This is the life. Bohemia. Bohemia. One more time. Bohemia.
There's Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom. It is on Netflix now. I was talking to Lin-Manuel Miranda. He was here on Monday about you, and we were talking about the fact that you never sang or did any of this stuff professionally before, and he just felt confident you could do it. Did you feel confident you could do it?
Every day was a panic attack.
Really?
I was borrowing all of his, because Lin is someone who is one of the most incredible people to ever be around, because it's like you're next to your 7-year-old best friend from primary school who happened to write Hamilton and who never got traumatized as a child. He's missing some synapses in his head because he has this kind of like incredible creative power and confidence, and it becomes contagious. So I really just kind of kept on looking over my shoulder to see if I was going to get the hook every day, to see if I was going to get fired. But he was just like, I love you so much. I'm so sorry for anyone who ever gave you a lack of confidence in your singing voice as a child. I want to find them, and I want to have stern words with them, and I will be your mentor from here on out. It's like the best, most beautiful thing ever. He's just an incredible...
That's all you can ask for, I guess, from a director.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, so you do this, and I do want to mention one other thing about Lin, because you said something, you won at the, what was it, I have it written down here, at the Hollywood Critics Association, and you said about Lin, we are going to take mushrooms, and we are going to watch Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar for the 10th time. Now,
yes.
So that has happened 9 times?
Well, we watched it individually about 9. Jamie Dornan is one of my closest friends in the world.
Okay, and he was great in that movie.
So proud of what he did.
He was super funny in that movie.
Genius and so daring.
What an underrated movie that is.
Incredible. And Annie and Kristen just knock it out of the park in this film. Anyone who hasn't seen it, this is a little
It's
plug
well
for
worth
Barb and
watching,
Star.
yeah.
Yeah, but so we had a bet. I won't say what the bet was, but me and Lin were like, so if you win the bet, we'll watch Barb and Star on mushrooms together at your house, and if I win the bet, then we'll do it at mine. It was like basically just a kind of
Is it important to be in your own home when you're having a Barb and Star mushroom experience?
It does feel like there's a comfort level that you want to kind of, you want to create a good setting and a good container, but either way we both won that bet either way.
You both won that bet. Have you prepared an acceptance speech for the Oscar broadcast? Is that something that you think of?
Oh, it's so awful.
I know,
it's such an awful question.
Well, you have to think about it. You have to do it. And don't say no, because that's ridiculous. If you go up there and you have nothing prepared...
No, then you're charming and adorable. And it's like, I didn't know I was going to win. And oh, my God. No, but like... You
now
can,
if
like,
that happens, we're all going to know.
I had no idea. No, but what's annoying is that you can feel... So it's crazy, man. Like, when I think about myself as like a 17-year-old drama student and the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you in front of all of you and the fact that I've been nominated for an Oscar twice, and that's insane. I won a Tony Award. Like, it's like... Like, I don't take it lightly in any way, shape, or form. So to be nominated with Will Smith and Denzel Washington, Javier Bardem and Benedict Cumberbatch, I'm like, I just won everything, first of all. But the other thing that's tricky is I think you can feel it. You can feel where the energy is going, even before the awards. So when I was nominated for a Tony, I was really worried because it felt... You can look at a betting website and it's like, oh, Andrew's odds-on favorite to win the Tony.
Right, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I better prepare a speech and I know I'm just speak in front of all the people that I admire. But with this one, I've looked at the betting website and I'm not odds-on favorite. So I feel like I just get to enjoy my night and I get to applaud who I believe will win. I won't say their name, but I think we all know who I'm talking about. And
we do.
Well, I think there's an energy that... Anyway, but listen, I don't want to jinx anything. Listen, I don't want to jinx anything for anyone. Now, if I say that person may not win, it'll be a big... And then who knows what will happen. Then maybe I will have to go up there and go, I had no idea. Like, maybe that's like a weird... reverse. Maybe I'm doing some weird reverse witching right now.
I think the mushrooms have really gotten to you, is what I think.
It just kicked in. No, but...
Have you discussed any of this with any of your fellow nominees in that category?
No, but I did receive the greatest hug in the world from Denzel Washington, where it felt like he gives the kind of hugs where you feel like you're never gonna breathe again.
Oh, really?
And you don't want to breathe again, because what a way to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you sure he wasn't trying to intimidate you? He's like, I'm gonna squash this one, and then I'll be alone at the top, you know? You never know. Denzel, very competitive.
But he seems pretty generous. I think, yeah, he's like, I'm just, you know.
Well, congratulations. Whatever the outcome, it's a great movie. You did a great job. 2 great movies in 1 year. Who does that, right?
I don't know.
You did. Andrew Garfield, everybody. Tick, tick, boom is on Netflix now. We'll be back with Kiki Palmer. If you like that video, click subscribe, and we'll be together until one of us dies.